Parking at the University of Maine is often a very heated topic. You can often hear students talking about how they couldn't find a parking space in their zone that was close to their class, so they're the furthest they could possibly be.
So, would you say that the amount of tickets received are fair to the number of violations?
I don't know. Again, I know that they are one person down, I think. So, and then, the student workers are do a good job. So I had heard that the revenue was down the last couple years. So I would say probably, just guessing, that the enforcement is not as much as maybe the students think it is.
Okay.
But certainly that's their job. I mean, they've got to enforce the parking regulations, because otherwise it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
So.
The way that the UMaine parking system works is you have black, blue, and red zones. The red parking permits are for students who live on campus with a car. Blue parking permits are for faculty, and black parking permits are for commuters. You have to park in your designated parking permit area, otherwise you risk getting a ticket or even towed.
Unless there's a traffic issue, okay, that we need to get a car out of the way. If it's a traffic issue, then we'll go ahead and tow it. But other than that, we usually take direction from our entities across campus. If athletics says, I need this car towed, if Res Life says, I need this car towed, we'll go ahead and get it towed. Obviously, when there's like snow removal and the notices go out, and so they're trying to do that, and then there's cars still in there, we will assist parking with getting them towed, but it's really the call of the parking office to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that it's as bad as the students think it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I would say it's definitely subpar. Most of the time, if you're not here early, you end up walking a long ways, or you can't find a spot for 20 minutes. I've gone around 3 different parking lots and not been able to find a spot the entire time.
And definitely we need more spots for commuters. That's a big problem. If you're not on campus before 8, you're pretty sure I'm not getting a spot. So.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotten worse over the years for sure. And sometimes when you come in at 9 a.m., you can't find a parking spot. It's incredibly difficult.
I don't think there's enough of it. I think there are too many cars and too little space.
All right.
I think if the university is going to keep admitting more and more students like their plan is, they need to work on maybe not just bigger parking areas, but just a different structure towards it.
I think it could be better. For the black parking spots, we're missing a lot of spots in general, I think. And I got a ticket about 2 weeks ago just because I don't think it's marked very well sometimes. It was in the CCA lot, and I just didn't see that was a blue parking lot. So it's just it's a little bit, it could be confusing sometimes, I guess.
I think that the university is doing the best that they can. I think if they keep admitting more students every year, then a lot of things need to change on campus.
I feel like parking on campus does have a few issues, but I feel like it's also a little difficult to come up with viable alternatives to our current situation.
The situation might be easier if first years were not allowed to bring cars to campus, but I also understand that it's tough to live in the Orono area without having a car.
I feel like the school's overselling. A parking pass doesn't guarantee you a parking spot. And I pay $50 a year for the damn thing. So
exactly, yeah. Even if you plan on, getting there 15 minutes early for your class, you can still be late, and that shouldn't be your fault if your education is suffering because you can't find a parking spot. That seems a little bit ridiculous.
How about just in general yourself? Have you ever had trouble parking somewhere on campus?
Yes.
sure.
When you're there at a certain time and you know that people might be leaving, you just wait and follow them really slowly. And for about 5 minutes, you're like, okay, perfect. And you just pull in really tight. But yeah, we've all been there.
Exactly. We all have.
You hear of some commuters who leave 30 minutes earlier than they need to because they're afraid they won't find a convenient parking place. So that begs the question, what can we do differently to make this easier? Expand parking lots? Limit the number of permits purchased? Or just have free parking for everyone? Just have one permit that proves you purchased it. Or go ahead and have designated spots for professors and faculty that are for them and them only. They could even have their names on them. Or even just having on-campus residents park the furthest away from campus so that the commuters can find spots easily. There are too many options and a lot of time, but the student body would like to have a solution sooner rather than later.